So we have more trades to come. The deadline is in. What day is it? The trade deadline is in about 24 hours. So it's going to get spicy, hot and spicy. So let's talk through some of the stuff that could happen, might happen, may not happen. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. So we're going to get into this. We're going to talk about some of the rumors going around and what I think might happen and who I think could maybe use these guys and go from there, okay? So let's talk a little bit about what's still on the table, what could happen in the next day. All right, so the Diamondbacks and Eugenio Suarez, a little update. He got hit in the hand the other day. His his X-rays come back positive. He might take the day off, but he is available. And hopefully this does not affect his trade value moving forward, because the Diamondbacks have been clear that they are willing to ship guys, with Josh and Naylor going over to the Mariners. By the way, guys, trades that have already happened, that will get a video next week, and we'll do a rate. We'll go through them all and we'll rate them all. Okay? We'll have a little bit of fun with that. So, yeah, what a time to get hit in the hand. Though, I do believe that Suarez is still in play. Brian Hayes has moved as well, so now we don't have him in there. And Ryan McMahon's also gone. The big three were hit, those three. So if he goes anywhere, he's got to go in the next day. I think the Mariners are still high in there, but they're never willing to part with any real prospects. And that can be frustrating, because I think that he would make a big difference. But again, he is a rental. That is going to affect who is interested. So do I think Suarez ends up moving? Absolutely. It would be very, very, very stupid if he does not get moved. Arizona reportedly had pretty high price tag for him because he's been so good. He's been a very, very, very good hitter, like middle of the lineup for any team type of hitter. And anyone could use that, but he's been a liability at third base. He's not great defensively. And the bat is what you're going to be getting. And getting that for only a couple months, understandably, people don't want to pay very heavily for that. So do I think he moves? Yes. Do I think the price on him comes down? Also yes. Reportedly, Padres are also discussing Robert Suarez going, which is, according to John Heyman of the New York Post, the Padres have multiple needs to fill. Him and also Dylan Cease are two guys that are going to be gone after this year regardless. So you might as well get something for them on their way out of the door. He is leading the major leagues with 30 saves. He is an elite back-end bullpen guy in a market that just needs bullpen guys. So, Robert Suarez, you are a Philadelphia Philly. Congratulations. I just threw out a name I threw out a name of an organization that absolutely needs a closer. And then him and Harper can hug it out. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see. But if this is true and they are high on moving him, someone like the Phillies, someone like, I hate to say it, but the Dodgers could really use a guy who's been as good as he can be. But like, again, what they would need to get for him to go to the Dodgers would be insane, especially because the Padres are still in it. They're not going to be like, hey, take our closer team in our division we're chasing. That doesn't make any sense. I don't even know why I said that. So I think the Phillies are more likely. Okay. Carlos Correa has been connected to his old team, the Houston Astros, though reportedly the ask has been massive by the Twins. He also has a no-trade clause, full no-trade clause, so he would have to also approve this trade himself, but he has told friends that he would be willing to waive his no-trade for the opportunity to return to Houston, where he and his family still reside in the offseason, according to Bob Nightingale. So do with that with what you will. And this is interesting to me. Now, he's had a down year. I think this is more of like a go play third base, an A-Rod situation, go play third base. Jeremy Pena has been great at short, though I believe he's still in the IL, and they've been absolutely decimated by injuries, the major one of which is Isaac Paredes going down with a hamstring, which sounds really, really bad. They're getting second opinions. They think he might be out for the year. That means it's probably so strained that it's a tear and maybe a significant one. That is not what you want to hear when it comes to hamstrings. But when it comes to big muscle groups like that, it takes a lot, right? And they heal fairly quickly because they get a lot of blood flow. So I'm pulling for the guy, but Carlos Correa to the Astros would be crazy. But my inkling is Astros don't get him. Correa goes nowhere. He's owed a lot of money. He's not been that valuable of a player, but I think the major reason this is even news is because it's one of the few teams he's willing to waive his clause for. So I think this is more smoke than anything. Speaking of the Clase situation changing the trade market for Guardians players, Shane Bieber's working his way back, has not started a game since April 2024, coming back from Tommy John surgery, but he's reportedly looked very sharp in his rehab and is very close to getting back. Now, any team that gets him, it will be a death piece. It'll be a just extra arm, a guy who they know that if he can get into real shape in 2 months, that he could be a potential playoff starting guy. But like, it'll be a situation where like they don't need to count on him, but it'd be nice if they could. They could take a chance. So my guess is the price tag isn't high for him. They're not in it. And he's on a 1-year deal now. So the chances he gets moved are very high, especially if they can get any sort of impact, anything for him. Though I think and then I think a team could potentially have a dark horse for a guy who throws really meaningful innings for them moving forward. So do I think Shane Bieber goes? I do, because I think he's controllable. He's cheap. You tell him you pay his prorated salary, and he's on a 1-year deal. So there's no reason to hold on to him either. Not really. All right.
Kratz, at some point, we're going to laugh about how healthcare was so reactive and not proactive. And we're starting to change that with Superpower. They believe every human has 100+ year potential, and they're here to help you get there. I'm a big believer in this. I just started the journey, so I'm excited about it. And what do you think?
As a player, you're always looking ways to improve yourself, improve your health. And this is an easy way. Superpower's made it way easier than when I was playing. You had to go get all these lab panels, and it was a long, drawn-out, expensive process. But now with Superpower, so this is awesome for me. I'm excited about it.
They'll send a licensed professional to your home, or you can visit a nearby lab. For a limited time, the FT fam can get $50 off an annual Superpower membership by using code FOUL at checkout. Just head to superpower.com and use code FOUL to get our exclusive discount. Your biology decoded, your blueprint activated with Superpower. After your purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them, and please support FT and tell them we sent you.
Last couple here. Sandy Alcantara. Don't look now. The man is throwing really good. He just threw 5 scoreless innings against the Cardinals, and then threw 7 more scoreless the start before that against the Padres. So he's not giving up a run in his last 12 innings. Yes, he has a 6.36 even after those 2 outings. However, Sandy Alcantara is getting traded. It's just when. That is the question. So let's break this down just a little bit, because what I mean by the when is it's either going to be this deadline or it's going to be in this offseason. There is no reason Peter Bendick should keep this guy, because they are not going anywhere. If the Marlins snuck into the playoffs with 3 games over 500, it'd be 2020 all over again, right? It wouldn't be on purpose. It would be despite all the things they're going through. Sandy Alcantara is going to be a very valuable trade chip either way. So here's what is being weighed, I think, on both sides of this equation. One, if the team trading for him believes that he can be of major value this year, that price tag could be hefty, right? If they believe that he could be a potential for game 1, game 2 starter for them moving into this playoff series this year, which of course he's put 2 starts together that make them maybe believe that he could do that, then they pull the trigger. I think that is, even with the success as of late, I still think that is less likely than option 2, trading him in the offseason. Because number 1 thing, you'll have more time, and number 2 thing, teams would love to trade for top of the rotation guys as opposed to having to pay for them in free agency. It's just a better situation. It's how you go get Kyle Tucker. I know he's not a pitcher, but that's much better than paying Kyle Tucker his full salary, right? Waiting till free agency and then buying him when there's no competition. So he could potentially, judging by how he's pitching or how he's pitched this year, potentially teams would feel a lot better about getting him after a full year of rest and maybe willing to pay way more in prospects and big league talent for him at the offseason than they would with their back against the wall at the deadline, right? It just comes down to, they'll get him now if the haul isn't as big, they'll have to give. But I think most teams will want to wait until the offseason because you'll have more of an idea of what you have available, what you want to do for the year, and going to get them. So, and then you have more time to negotiate. So, do I think Sandy is going to move? Yes. Do I think I give it a 70-30 for the offseason to be more likely than the trade deadline? But I would not be remotely shocked if it did, because even with a 6, he's still one of the best pitchers out there available. Then we have the Tampa Bay Rays and my man Lippy Littell. Used to call him that when he was a rook with us in Minnesota, because he always had these little one-liners. He always had something to say. Actually, I think he did it like once. We just call him Lippy for the rest of his life, which is how baseball works. But surprising absolutely nobody, the Rays are primary sellers, and pretty much everyone is on the table, including this gentleman, Zach Littell. Innings eater, middle to back into the rotation guy. He's got a 3.72 over 128 innings. He is well on his way to a high hundreds or even a 200 inning season, which is impressive. And they've also been throwing out, and this is all according to Buster Olney, of course, the legend Buster Olney. Other guys that are available for the Rays are Pete Fairbanks, possibly Garrett Clevenger, Josh Lowe, Yandy Diaz, which I've been looking at. Yandy Diaz has been traded for years now. I think he would be extremely valuable. I think Yandy Diaz, if he is traded to the team that goes all the way, he will be the World Series MVP. That's what I believe. Yeah, I said it. All right. So I think Fairbanks probably needs to go. Again, back-end bullpen guys. You need guys who can close games. Phillies need him too. Like, everyone's closer that is willing, everyone who's willing to get rid of their closer should go get what they can get for their closer, because I think all of these teams, all of the best teams have weaknesses in their bullpens right now. They're scoring lots of runs. They have pretty good starting pitching, but the bullpen is wishy-washy. There's just a good number of teams that need those guys. Griffin Jacks, Yohan Duran, freaking Robert Suarez, Pete Fairbanks. These guys should all go, and I would have said Emmanuel Clase, but we know what happened there, okay? And the last thing, the Pirates say they're holding on to Mitch Keller. Why, though? So Mitch Keller's another guy who I think just has not had the last switch flipped up, but could potentially be so valuable for a team, and I think they can get a lot with him. But I just don't know. I don't know if the Pittsburgh even have a semblance of a vision of what their team needs to look like in order to be successful. I don't know. I don't know. I can't go by any of the information we've gotten so far because none of it makes any sense. So Mitch Keller, not going anywhere, probably. I would guess he's not going anywhere. But who knows? Maybe they'll just get offered the world for him because someone needs a number 3 or number 4 starter, and they could get him through this. Again, he's a Pirate, so he's affordable. He is owed $55 million in the next 3 years, which is, for starting pitching, not too bad. He's also having his best season ever this year, so he's the most effective he's ever been with a 3.69, with the potential to be at the top of the rotation guy. I still believe that. It's possible he hasn't found a ceiling. That's what it was reported. That's what I say. I agree as well. But the Pirates say they're comfortable with retaining him past Thursday's trade deadline. And frankly, the Pirates are comfortable with just about anything at this point. So I don't know what to say. All right? God. Trades. Are they going to happen? What do we got? We're down to an hour. Things are getting crazy. It's getting crazy out here. Oh my God, what are we going to do?